Chapter 1. Mike had dropped Joshua and Jabari off 3 hours ago, and for 2.5 of those hours, Joshua had been holed up in his home gym, punching the man-sized hanging weight bag. Joshua felt a fury in his soul that he hadn't felt in years. Playing basketball that morning hadn't spent the pent-up rage. The shower afterwards certainly hadn't cooled him down. This was the same edge that he would take out on the court with him every night as a professional ball player. If someone even looked at him wrong, crossed him in any way, Joshua Keyes would get physical. That's how he felt right now. Bella made him want to punch someone. His fist ached to connect with another man's flesh. He had been able to find a relative amount of enjoyment in the time he'd spent shopping with his brother and the boys that afternoon. He'd even managed to smile a few times at Jabari's corny jokes. Seeing the joy on the boys' faces, knowing that he was at least partly responsible for putting that joy there, made him glad. There was still this undercurrent of anger running through his veins. Joshua punched the bag until sweat poured from every pore of his body. His lungs felt like they would explode. Still no relief. That's when he heard the gentle voice of God tugging at the corner of his mind. This kind can only come out by prayer and fasting. He hadn't realized it until this moment, but unconsciously he had been fasting. Yesterday he had been too concerned about finding his family to eat. Then when he found them, he'd been too excited. This morning, after making love to Bella, he'd been ravenous. Whether that was for her or for food, he couldn't tell. But after seeing the truth, he'd been too disgusted to eat. Even in the restaurant this morning, Mike, Jabari, and Marcus had collectively eaten enough food to feed a small village. Normally Joshua would have been right along with them, but all he'd been able to stomach was a cup of herbal tea. Was this God's gift to him? Had God divinely put him on a fast to keep him from totally losing his mind? Yes, Joshua decided he had. Even in this awful mess that had become his life, God's merciful hand was still upon him. The peace that he sought right now would not come from punching a sandbag or even having his fist connect with another man's face. The peace he sought would only come through prayer. Mike's words from earlier that morning vibrated through Joshua's soul. What's God telling you to do? What does he want? Joshua slammed his gloved fist into the padded wall. What about what I want? Joshua, these are the sins of the father, visited upon the child. Joshua wasn't trying to hear that. Not this time. Not again.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.